Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to get ready together. I thought it would be fun to just sit down and do our makeup together. Also, I do have a new product. It just came in the mail today and I figured we could use them. These are the new Makeup by Mario Jelly Jar Lip and Cheek Balms. I ordered these when they came out early on the Sephora app and they just came. I ordered 3 of them. So I want to try these on today, give you my thoughts. I know a few of you had messaged me on Instagram asking my thoughts on these. So we're going to talk about them and I figured we could just do our makeup together as well. Grab some coffee. I still have my coffee here. It is Christmas Eve as I'm filming this. So Merry Christmas Eve. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to all of you from me and my family. Let's just get into it. If you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty content here on my YouTube channel. I would love for you to stick around and subscribe, but let's just get right into the makeup. Okay, I'm gonna get started with my SPF. I have not done that yet, so we're gonna use my current favorite, which is the Kiehl's Better Screen. If you hear any noises in the background, it is probably my husband putting Wood's high chair together. We just finally got him a high chair and it just came today. So he's currently putting that together. So hopefully it's not too loud. All right, let's get into the makeup. I was gonna use the Makeup by Mario Natural Finish Foundation. I kind of want to use it, but I've been using that in so many videos that I feel like I need to use something else. So I think I'm going to use the Chantecaille Future Skin Foundation today. Hopefully this shade is okay. It might be like a tiny bit dark. This is the new reformulated Chantecaille foundation. They reformulated it earlier this year. It's definitely not my perfect match. In the old one, I used Alabaster, and I think that one maybe matched me better, but we will make this one work. And I'm gonna blend that in with the 115 from BK Beauty. I'm just using a light wash of this all over, and then we'll add a little bit more coverage with our concealer. I will also timestamp this video, so if you're here to see the Makeup by Mario jelly, I can't remember the name of them, the jelly jars, I will add timestamps so you could scroll to that area of the video if you want to. This is such a beautiful foundation. Every time I use it, I think, oh my goodness, this formula is so nice. It's kind of like a thicker gel cream consistency, but then when you blend it on the skin, it looks so natural and just beautiful. I absolutely love this one. For corrector under the eyes, I'm going to use my Bobbi Brown Skin Corrector Stick. I haven't used this one in a video in a while, but I've been pulling this out because it's in my everyday makeup drawer, which I did skip, by the way, in December. I had some other videos going up beginning of December and I just decided, you know what, we'll skip December and we will start fresh with the everyday makeup drawers in January. So those are coming back, don't worry. I figured we would just skip December and start again in the new year. I'm someone that loves like a new year, like a fresh start. I'm that kind of person. I love the start of even like a new week. I like Mondays personally. I'm not like anti-Monday. I don't know. I like the beginning of a new month. I've always kind of been like that. Are you like that? Are you like that with the new year, like me? I feel like you're either that kind of person or you're not. I am definitely that kind of person. Let me know. Like, I have a new planner. I get so excited for a new planner. Just new goals, new year. I'm looking forward to 2026. All right, I'm gonna go in with some of the Hourglass concealer. This is in the shade Silk, and I'm gonna add this where we want some more coverage. This is also lighter than the Chantecaille foundation, so it should help lighten this up a little bit. I actually, 2 days ago, I'm not sure which video you're gonna see first, but I actually filmed another declutter video. I didn't really plan to, but I've been watching Tanya Wells here on YouTube. I'm pretty sure a lot of you watch her because YouTube has this thing where you can see in your analytics what other channels your audience is watching, and Tanya is always on the list. So I know a lot of you watch her already, but she has been decluttering her makeup collection, and I've been watching those and I've been just loving them. I love Tanya and her videos anyway, but it kind of got me thinking, and I just felt like I kind of needed to go through my stuff again, and I definitely did. So a few days ago, I filmed concealer, foundation, and primer. So that will all be in one video. And I'm gonna do powder and bronzer next, I think. So those will be coming. Maybe you'll have already seen that video by the time this video goes up. I'm not sure in which order I'm putting things up, but if you haven't seen it, that is coming. And I was so glad that I did it once I finished, because I've been kind of in a cleaning out mood. I like to clean stuff out and declutter stuff just in my life, like in my house. I'm definitely in that kind of mindset, especially because it's the beginning of a new year, or almost the beginning of a new year. I kind of get that bug every year around this time. So I've been doing that, and I figured, you know what? There's definitely some makeup in my collection that I don't use and I don't think I'm going to use. So we're gonna get rid of it. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the declutter series that'll be coming. You ever have those days where you feel like there's a hair on your face and you cannot find it? I'm having that day today. I know there is a hair somewhere on my face and I cannot find it. All right, now I'm gonna do something I don't usually do with my concealer, but I think it was Katie Jane Hughes doing this, and it kind of reminded me. I'm gonna take some of my concealer from the back of my hand and get it on my brush and then go under my eyes with it. I've done this before in the past with foundation. I don't typically do it with concealer, but she's all about priming the brush is what she calls it. I saw her doing this the other day with concealer, and I thought, you know what? I should try that with concealer. I don't know why I don't. She always says this is a great way to make sure that you are not applying too much. All right, let's get into this new Makeup by Mario product. So again, these are the Jelly Jar Lip and Cheek Balms. I ordered 3 of them. There are 6 shades total. Honestly, I wanted all 6 of them, but I forced myself to choose 3. So that's what we did. I ordered these the day they were available on the Sephora app. They were available like a day early. You know how Sephora does that sometimes. And I actually thought they weren't going to be here until after Christmas, but then I checked the tracking this morning and it said they were coming today. So I wanted to get this video up because I know a lot of you are curious about these. So this is what they look like. So this is the red shade. This is Cherry Pie. They are kind of on the small side. Like this is it on my palm right here. They're not super tiny, but they're not large jars either. And they have like a matte suede lid that matches the color of the lip and cheek. So it has a white protective shield on it. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I've been sitting here for like 5 minutes trying to get these off. They were like really stuck on there for some reason. So I had to use a pair of eyebrow scissors to get them off. But here we are. So this is the red one. This is shade Cherry Pie. Now this is supposed to be, oh yeah, do you see that? It like goes in and then comes back out. So I wonder if you kind of have to like break the seal on these, because if you go like this, there's just like a tiny bit of product on my finger. So now I'm gonna kind of go in and see. Yeah, so you have to like kind of swirl around. So this is shade Cherry Pie. Now, these are supposed to be obviously super dewy, glossy, not intense pigment. So that shade Cherry Pie, which looks really pretty. They do have a smell. Okay, they smell like, they have like a fruity smell, and the smell is familiar. I can't put my finger on what it smells like, but they definitely have a smell that I've smelled before. All right, let's swatch the other ones. I'm very curious to see how these will compare to some of his other blushes. He has these soft pop blush veils, which I love, so we'll swatch those in a minute, but let's swatch the other two shades that I have. So I also got shade Mauve Latte, which I'm most excited for this one. This is such an interesting texture. They do feel kind of like Jello, like that's the consistency. They are definitely extremely glossy, so that's Mauve Latte. So very cool toned, kind of like a rosy, pinky tone with a little bit of a purple tint to it. And then finally I got Berry Toasty, which is the darkest one. So I went for the 3 shades that are pretty different from each other. The other ones are more pinky shades. One of them is like a lighter nude, but I figured I would go for 3 shades that are very different from each other. So there's Berry Toasty, which is very pretty. It's like a brown, kind of like a mahogany shade, I guess, but you can see how dewy and glossy they are. I also want to swatch this. So this is one of his Moisture Glow blush veils. So this is Perfect Pink, which is really pretty. I have a few of them. I don't really have any shades that correspond with these 3 of the new formula, but I want to swatch them side by side. So this is Perfect Pink. So this is a very balmy, dewy texture as well, but as you can see there's a little bit of radiance there, but not as much as this. This is like glossy, very tacky feeling texture. And you can see when you go over them, they definitely sheer out. So they're definitely supposed to be very light, like no makeup kind of vibe for the lips and the cheeks. So they definitely feel different than the Soft Pop blush veil. And those are pretty sheer as well, but they are just not as glossy as these. They do have that balmy texture, but they're not like a Jello kind of texture. These the new ones kind of remind me of the Milk Cooling Sticks, the blush sticks. What were those called? Do you know what I'm talking about? The ones that went viral there for a while. That's what these remind me of. And then I know there's a Korean skincare brand, or a Korean makeup brand. It's called Fwee, Fwee. I know they make jelly blushes. I have not personally tried them, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from these. I'm curious to see how the longevity on these will be since they are so glossy. Which one should we do first? I'm gonna apply all 3. I didn't think about this, but I'm gonna have to remove this makeup multiple times and apply them, but I want you to be able to see all 3 shades. So let's start, I guess we'll start with Cherry Pie, the red one. Cherry Pie right there. And then, oops, I don't think they're gonna be hard to blend out, but I'm gonna start with one little dot there first. Okay, I'm grabbing some more. Okay, so they definitely have a pretty tacky finish to them, for sure. I definitely think it's pretty easy to blend. Okay, so that is Cherry Pie on me. So it turns kind of more like pinky on my skin tone, which reds tend to do that sometimes. I do love a red blush. I kind of discovered that in 2025. I love red blushes. I think they're so beautiful. So I'm gonna take a brush now and just kind of tap over it. But yeah, I would say very easy to apply with your fingers. We'll do the Cherry Pie on the other side as well. And we'll use a brush over here. This is probably how I would apply them personally. I'm just not a huge finger person. But yeah, they're pretty easy to blend, I would say. So don't be scared. I also did not apply any bronzer to my cheeks or anything because I didn't want anything to interfere with these jelly jars. Are they jelly jars? Yes, jelly jars. I don't know why. I think I'm saying the wrong thing when I say that. Okay, so this is Cherry Pie. And so you can see very glossy, very, very dewy. Definitely glossier looking on the skin than the blush veils. Definitely tackier feeling as well compared to the blush veils. Although I kind of want to give it a minute, see if it sets down at all. I'm going to take a little bit more on this side. I love that color. So pretty, very reminiscent of Benetint, the original color. That's kind of what this one's reminding me of. But this is Cherry Pie. I will apply this on my lips too a little bit later when we get to the lip portion. All right, it's been a few minutes. Oh, you know what? Actually, they still feel a tiny bit tacky, but they've definitely set down pretty significantly in terms of like that sticky finish. I was thinking they were gonna stay really, really tacky, but actually they're not as tacky as I thought. Okay, so that's good news. Should help with their longevity, I would assume. But let's go ahead and I'll remove this one and we will apply the other two. Let's apply the darkest shade now. So this is Berry Toasty. And we'll do, let's see, I might use a brush, honestly, instead of my fingers, just because I like a brush. I don't know. Once you get used to using brushes, it's really hard not to use them. So let's use, I did wipe it off, the 109 from BK Beauty. Oh, oops, that was a lot. Let's see if we can blend this out though. Okay, so yes, I love this color. So this is reminding me of Patrick Ta, She's Wanted. Very similar. Oh my gosh, that's pretty. I love colors like this. So that blended out very easily. That's beautiful. That is stunning. So don't be afraid if you just, I like panicked there for a minute when I put that on, but that is a beautiful shade. Very, very, very similar in terms of the color to Patrick Ta, She's Wanted, just obviously not as intense in terms of the pigment as Patrick Ta, She's Wanted, but the color and the undertone, very similar. That's one of my favorites of all time. The fragrance on these is pretty strong, so keep that in mind. If you're someone that does not like a smell, you probably won't like these. I wish I could think of what this smells like. It kind of reminds me of like a Jolly Rancher. It smells sweet, like fruity. It reminds me of something specific, but I cannot put my finger on what it is. All right, that one is beautiful. Love that color. That one may be my favorite. We'll see once we do the last one, but so pretty. So this is Berry Toasty. I honestly kind of want to leave this one on, but I know y'all want to see the other one. So let me take this off and we'll apply the last shade. All right, let's apply the third shade, which is Mauve Latte. I'm going to use the same brush. I just kind of wiped it off. And this one looks to be pretty pinky. Yeah, like a rosier tone with a little bit of a purpley undertone to it. I'm loving how easy these are to just blend seamlessly. It's like not even a little bit difficult at all. There was another shade, it's the lightest shade that's more nude. I forget what color that one was. That one looked pretty also, but like I said, I just wanted to make sure I got three that are very different from each other. So there is Mauve Latte. I keep wanting to call it Rose Latte. I don't know why. Add a little bit more over here, but yeah, they're blending and applying beautifully. All right, so far my first impression of these is very glossy, very dewy, beautiful colors, easy to blend and apply. They are pretty tacky, but they do seem to set down quite a bit after a few minutes. They still stay a little bit tacky, so they're not completely matte and totally dried down, but they're definitely not nearly as tacky after like 5 minutes as they are initially. But I want to see how they last on the skin, and we still need to apply them to the lips as well, so we'll do that at the end of the video. But honestly, so far, I like them, I gotta say. But do I think everyone's gonna love this type of product? No, this is definitely somebody that loves very skin forward makeup. So not someone that wears a full beat every day. You know what I'm saying? But I personally love products like this. So this is very much up my alley. All right, I am gonna take a little bit of a bronzer now. I think I'm gonna do the Makeup by Mario one. This is shade Light in his blurring powder bronzer formula. This is reformulated actually earlier this year, and it's very, very nice. Very matte, so the exact opposite in terms of finish of these jelly jars. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of bronzer, and this is the shade Light that I'm using in the bronzer. And I'm applying this with the Rephr number 5 brush. All right, let's do a little bit of powder now. I'm gonna use my favorite powder of the moment, and it's L'Oreal Blurfection. I'm not exaggerating when I say I have used this powder every single day since I tried it. I have not reached for any of my other powders. That's how good this is. So I'm gonna apply a little bit of this. This is the shade Translucent Light. And I'm gonna apply a little bit of this, mainly in the center of the face. I'm gonna leave majority of the glow from the blushes there without powdering, because I kind of want to see how it wears throughout the day so I can let you know. But this powder, I'm telling you, if you haven't tried it, you must. Okay, I'm gonna fill in my brows. I'm using the Make Beauty Infinite Brow. I actually just saw this morning that e.l.f. is releasing a new color corrector. Did you guys see that? It's part of the satin, or what is the foundation they make that comes in the tube? It's from that line. There's a new concealer too that just came out from e.l.f. as well. Let me see, what is the name of it? The Soft Glam Satin Concealer and the Soft Glam Corrector. So I did order those to try out. I can't wait to try them. Now is the time of year when all the drugstore brands are launching new products. They do this every single year. Usually I feel like they wait until January, but this year it seems like a lot of them started early in December. It's like every year things get earlier and earlier. It's crazy. So I did order that stuff from e.l.f. to try, so that will be coming. And then let's see, what else did I order? I ordered a few other new drugstore products also from Maybelline, so I'm excited to get those and try those out too. If y'all only knew the chaos that is going on in this house right now. As I'm filming this video, I've had to stop like 5 times between my husband, the doorbell ringing, Woods getting up from his nap. It's just been one of those days today. I don't even know where I was last, but I think I was talking about the drugstore makeup. I ordered some stuff from e.l.f. like I was saying, but I also ordered the Maybelline concealer, the new Lifter concealer, the new Lift and Glow, is that what it's called? The new Maybelline Glow foundation. I forget what the name of it is. There's some new mascaras, a bunch of stuff. So lots of new drugstore makeup content coming soon. All right, let's move into eyes. I'm gonna take just a little bit more of my Hourglass concealer on the back of my hand, and I think I'm just gonna use this on my lids to prime them, and then we're just gonna do a really easy, very soft shadow. It's definitely what these jelly jars work the best with, I would say, would be like a very minimal, very dewy skin, minimal eye makeup, just like a no makeup kind of look. So I just applied a little bit of that all over the lids, and I think I'm gonna set it with a little bit of powder. I don't typically use concealer on my lids to set, but I don't know, I already had it sitting out, so I figured we would do that today. So I'm just gonna use that L'Oreal powder that we used. Is there any new makeup product that you're really excited about that you want to review on, or just anything that you've seen? Or what do you think brands are going to launch this year? I feel like we're about to start seeing a lot of launches at the beginning of the year, not just drugstore, but makeup in general. I feel like we're about to get a lot of new products. I'm going to go in with the palette that I have been using nonstop, the Patrick Ta Major Dimension Edit, the small one in the shade Light. I'm going to take a little bit of this shade and this shade. This one's kind of more of like a bone beigey color. This one's a little bit more of like a pinky taupey color. And I'm going to take a little bit of both and start on the lid and then go up into the crease. I literally have used this also just about every day. On the days that I've been doing makeup, I just can't seem to stop using this palette. These colors are just everything that I love. I'm gonna take whatever is left on the brush and just put that on the lower lash line. I'm gonna go into the lightest shade in the palette with a Rephr 02 brush, and I'm gonna put a little bit of this right at the arch of the brow. And then I'm gonna go in this inner part of the eye and kind of add a little bit of that light shade there as well. Just to add a little bit of a brighter lid here, not a ton, just a tiny little bit. I actually have a new eyeliner that I want to use. This is from Sarah Creel, and it's the Creamy Kajal Longwear Liner. These have gotten really good reviews. I actually went to Sephora when I was in Walt Disney World about a month ago. The Sephora there has Sarah Creel in store, and they had this eyeliner in Everyday Taupe. It was out of stock online. I'm not sure if it still is, but I got it. It's such a pretty color. So that's what it looks like right there. Super creamy, but I want to use it today. I actually want to know how this compares to the Makeup by Mario liner in Taupe, because I've been using this quite a bit as well. I'm going to swatch them next to each other. Okay, so they're very similar. I think Makeup by Mario might be slightly more cool toned. So Makeup by Mario's here. The Sarah Creel is on the bottom. Looks like Sarah Creel might have just a tiny bit more warmth to it than Makeup by Mario, but they're definitely similar. But let's use this liner to create a little bit of a wing. So I'm just doing a tiny little baby wing. Oh yeah, I love that color. If you're around my skin tone, this is a really great liner color that's not like too intense. It also has a little brush on the other end, like the Makeup by Mario. Very similar product. Okay, I'm gonna curl my lashes. I'm using the Rephr lash curler. I've really been liking this one lately. And I actually have a new mascara that I've been using that I really like. It's from L'Oreal, and it's the Extensionist mascara in the shade True Brown. I have really been liking this. It has a really long, thin, slightly curved wand, and it's a really pretty, like, true brown. I really like it. It's very, very lengthening and separating. It is a tubing mascara, so if you like tubing mascaras and you're looking for a new one to try out, this is a nice one. Finally, for lips, we're gonna apply the jelly jars, but let's use a Makeup by Mario lip liner, of course. Y'all know these are my favorite lip liners. I have so many. I don't know how many, but a lot. I pulled out a few of them that I love. My most used is definitely Almond, which is a beautiful, like a medium toned nude, I guess. So this is Almond. Honestly, that would probably be pretty with all of them. But I also pulled out Toasty, because Toasty is another one that I love. And I heard that he's bringing Toasty back. They discontinued Toasty for a while. I don't know why, because it was a really popular shade. So Toasty is on the top and Almond is on the bottom. They're similar. Toasty is a little bit more cool toned, I would say, a little bit more mauve-y. Almond is a little bit more brown. I use Almond all the time, so maybe let's go for Toasty. Oh yeah, that's such a good color. It's been a while since I've used this one. Now, I think this would honestly look good with any of the colors. I guess we'll start with the one I have on my cheeks right now, which is Mauve Latte. And I actually saw on the Makeup by Mario Instagram, they were recommending on one of their posts talking about these to use the brush that comes on the other end of the lip liners with these to apply to your lip, which I didn't even think of, but that's a really good idea. So I'm gonna use this one. This is nice too, because this way you don't have to stick your finger in if you don't want to. So there is Mauve Latte with Toasty lip liner. I love those two together, so pretty. They actually feel really nice on the lips. They don't feel super goopy or sticky on the lips at all. In fact, they really don't feel sticky at all on my lips. Interesting. I love that color though. All right, let's see if I can take this off. It may kind of stain my lips a little bit, but I want to apply the other two in case you want to see them. Let's put Almond on this time. Yeah, Almond is so good too. This one is just a little bit more brown. Let's do, I guess we'll do Cherry Pie and see what this one looks like. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna use the brush on the other end. Oh yeah, this color, so pretty. Love that shade with Almond. That shade actually looks pretty with this cheek color also. So that is Cherry Pie on my lips. All right, and then one more. I kind of don't want to take this off, but I will. My lips are not gonna be happy with me after this video. I guess we'll do another lip liner with this last one. This is Rich Mauve, which I also like. His lip liners are top tier. And let's apply Berry Toasty now. All right, so there is Berry Toasty with Rich Mauve. Honestly, I love that one too, and that one goes well with this makeup too. All of these kind of work together, to be honest. I kind of love these, I'm not gonna lie. I really do. I really, really do. I think that's such a pretty combo. All right, this is the finished look. I love this. Now let's talk about these jelly jars for a second. All right, these are a 10 out of 10 for me. Other than the fact that I don't know how they're gonna wear, so I will have to update the description box and let you know. But I love them. I love the shades. They're easy to apply. They give you that really beautiful skin-like glow. And honestly, I mean, they're still like a tiny bit tacky, but definitely not anything crazy. So I was a little bit scared as I was swatching them earlier. They felt very, very sticky and tacky, but they definitely do kind of set a little bit. So just keep that in mind. But these are, you know, more of a no makeup type of product. Someone that likes very minimal makeup and wants just a little bit of color on their lip and their cheek. That's kind of what these are made for. So I don't know that everyone's gonna love them. For me personally, this is the type of product that I use. This is the type of makeup that I love and what I do most days. So for me, these are 10 out of 10. I love all three colors I got too. I'm really happy I went with these three. And they were just very easy to apply. And they all look great together. So for me, these are a win. I would recommend them if you like this type of product, you like the kind of things that I like, you would probably like these. I did notice online, they do say they're limited edition, which is kind of interesting. I don't know why these would be limited edition, but it does say that on Sephora. So I don't know if they are or not, but I did notice that. So I just wanted to mention it. But I am very, very happy with these. But I think that's everything for today. I hope this was helpful. If you are interested in the jelly jars from Makeup by Mario, make sure to check the description box of this video and I'll update on if they last on my cheeks or not. So make sure to check there for that. I will link them for you if you're interested in checking them out, along with all the other makeup that I used today. If you do shop through my links, I do make a commission that supports my channel. So thank you so much for that. And if you're new, I would love for you to stick around. Please subscribe and make sure to follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. And I will see you again very soon. Remember, simply be you. Bye.